So how to use your Cub Scout Handbook. Here's an example of a wolf book. It's the electronic version of the book. And the wolf book goes through and has a character named Ethan. Ethan is a character that sort of explains his journey through Cub Scouting and just sort of tells what he did as a Wolf Scout. Just like in the bear book, he's telling what he did when he was a bear, now that he's a Weeblo. This book is written for you and your cub to follow along with, and we hope that you as a parent participate with your cub in the journey of scouting. Cub Scouting is a family organization, and we want families to participate with us. We follow the Scout Oath and live by the Scout Law. These are sort of our behavior expectations. We don't really have discipline rules in scouting written out. We just say to the cub, are you living by the Scout Oath? What part of the Scout Law deals with the situation that we're having right now? And because we're wanting the cub to start to think about, okay, here's some virtues and some character aspects that I need, and let me stop and think, am I meeting those virtues the way I should be as a Cub Scout? So, as your Cub Scout advances through their rank, they're going to have certain requirements that they need to get the belt loops and to eventually earn their badge. So, for a cub who's a wolf, working towards his wolf rank, he'll get his bobcat first if he hasn't earned that already. And as he completes each requirement to the best of his ability, you or another caring adult need to sign where it says a kilo is okay. That lets the den eater know, say, hey, we did this when we missed that den meeting. Or, hey, we went on a camping or hiking trip and this is what we did and we actually met this requirement. If none of these requirements get signed off, the cub doesn't get credit for the work they did. And we want to give the cubs as much credit, as much recognition as we can. So here for the wolf badge, the cub needs to complete each of the following adventures with their den or their family. Now, families are expected to make up any missed work from den meetings. The den leader should not have to go back and repeat what they did the previous week because a cub missed a den meeting. It's on the family and the cub to get that work made up. So here are the required belt loops, and the requirements for each one of these belt loops are listed in the book, in each of the chapters, if you could call them that. They also need to do at least one elective of their choosing, and then complete the parent how to protect your children from child abuse, a parent's guide. This is for you and your child to review and talk about how to be safe in the community. Also, earn the cyber chip. There is a way of earning the cyber chip without having a computer, but they need to earn the cyber chip, and the cyber chip is just talking about online decency, online etiquette. And again, the book states over and over again that family participation is integral. It's not all on the den leader. There are certain belt loops like duty to God, footsteps, fellowship in me, the faith-based belt loops that are required. That's a family belt loop. All Cubs have a uniform. Some packs require them to wear the whole uniform. My pack, we basically just require the shirt and the neckerchief, the hat and the belt. The belt is there for the belt loops. The hat's there because they definitely need a hat when they're out hiking. And the shirt is where all your insignia go, and the neckerchief is there to help complete your uniform and to signify what rank you are in Cub Scouting just by looking at your uniform. It explains what's required and how to wear it. It even shows how to sew on the different patches. As your Cub advances, you will add more rank badges. Now, rank is what they earn, but their den level is by grade in RPAC. So even if your Cub who's working towards their wolf doesn't earn their wolf, at the end of the school year, they will move up into a bear level den and work on their bear badge. There's no going back and doing work on the wolf badge if they either don't complete it or they join after the wolf level. So your first rank of Bobcat, all scouts who join scouting have to earn the Bobcat badge. Um, and it's very easy. Learn to say the Scout Oath, learn the law, the Scout sign, the Scout handshake, the Scout motto, the Scout salute, and then go over that youth protection guide. And it lays each one of these out. Here's the oath. What does each of the pieces mean? Once they finish that, there's that place for you to sign. Make sure that as you do these, for your Cub to advance, you need to sign these. The Scout Law and each of the Scout laws are explained. There's another place to sign. The Cub Scout sign, another place to sign. So make sure as you complete these with your Cub, or if you miss a den meeting and you find out from the den leader what was covered that night, that you go back and make up the work and sign off the work when the child has done their best to meet that requirement. These ranks are earned. They're not just given. So your Cub has to do the work to earn it. So let's look at one of the required adventures. So here's Call of the Wild. Now these adventures have multiple requirements, and some of them you have to do all of the requirements, and some of them you don't have to do all of the requirements. So this book is actually out of date. So let me show you a place that I go to see what is the most current requirements that my Cub needs to complete. So this website is called usascouts.org, and I normally find it by just typing in Cub Scout Wolf Badge requirements into a Google search engine, and I'll look for this one. You can see that these requirements were revised, and so these are the most up-to-date ones. So we're looking at Call of the Wild, and let's look at what the most up-to-date requirements are. I click on it, and so for Call of the Wild, it says complete 1 through 4 plus at least one other. So attend any one of the following. With your den, make a list of possible weather changes, how to be prepared. Do the following. Recite the outdoor code with your leader. Recite the leave no trace principles, and so on. So all it says is do these first 4 and just do what it says in it. If it doesn't say do it from memory, don't do it from memory. Help the scout out. Like this one 3A says recite the outdoor code with your leader. Then it says do at least one other. Show how to tie overhand square knot, which is definitely something every scout needs to know how to do. Or while on den leading, identify 4 types of animals. This is all your Cub needs to do. Okay, you could go to look at the bear rank. Your kid's a bear. Scroll down. Let's look at pause for action. What do they have to do? Complete requirement 1 plus 2 others. Okay, learn about a nation's flag and then do one of these other ones. Okay, it's not hard, and it's pretty much laid out. The handbook just gives you more detail. That is all. It just gives you more detail. So the handbook gives you more detail about what is going on. So like, what's a list of things that you need to take camping? How to tie overhand square knot. how to tie it with two different ropes. Okay. Um, Identify four different animals. Okay. And these books change every couple of years. So just be aware that there might be an addendum added on, and use online resources to check up and make sure, hey, am I doing the right thing? Okay. Am I doing the right thing, that am I getting all the things that need to be done? And scroll back up here. If you're Weeblo, hey, there's everything for Weeblo. If you're a Weeblo 2, you're working on Aerolite, hey, there's the Aerolite stuff. Okay. And even giving you notes of things that have changed. So your handbook is simply like a textbook. It's got a little bit of background information, but remember, scouting is a game that we play outdoors. In Cub Scouting, we play it outdoors, and the boys are the players, and the adults and the leaders are the coaches. Okay, so let's make sure that um, if you're new to scouting, welcome, glad to have you, and just read through your book with your cub. It's not a textbook, it's not a sit down for class book, it's a get out and do book. Use your online resources to make sure that everything you're doing is up to date.